Hello and Wingapo. Today we are jumping in with Sobble, the water Pokemon. I like this guy. I think this is probably my second favorite of the three starter Pokemon for Gen 8. And we'll go ahead and start making his head. Now the other one we made a little bit, the other one, Score Bunny, we made him, the head shape was not quite right. It was a little too football shaped, if you'll recall. So I'm going to try to get this head shape a little bit more accurate. Like here, you'll notice it's got a little bit of a teardrop shape to it, just ever so slightly. There, I like that. I'll get rid of this line so we don't get confused by it. He's got this cool wing thing, fin, if you will. This is definitely a very timid character, you can tell. And, so I've seen a couple people's fan arts of what the evolutions of this guy could look like. And there's one in particular that just makes him look like, just a giant dragon thing. And it was just super freaking cool. So, and actually, if I had to guess, this will be my guess right now. Sobble is going to have the coolest looking final evolution. He's going to go from Mr. Scaredy Pants himself to like this beastly, hopefully dragon-like sort of monster at the end, right? I bet out of the three, he's going to be the most beastly, which is cool. Grunky, Gurky? Gurky. I think he's Gurky. I'm forgetting the names now, but he'll probably look pretty beastly too. But my guess is Sobble will surprise us. He'll be a little, it's a little Magikarp-like, right? You get this wimpy little fish, and then you get Gyarados out of it. That was definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. I got that game, the original Pokemon, when it first came out. I had the blue version, and my brother had the red version, and it was so cool. But I always had Gyarados is in my set of Pokemon. He was always my first Pokemon, actually, and then once he died, or I switched it out to other people. But he was a go-to for me. I really enjoy Gyarados. Also noticed that a lot of people pronounce the name differently, so I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced actually. Gyarados is what I hear sometimes. Actually, there's that Greek food called a gyro, spelled with a G, so maybe it's Gyarados. Who knows? I don't know if there's an official way to say it. Wow, there's a word there. Holy moly, I'm forgetting the words now. Anyways, I'm going to go with it's late and go from there. Turns out, when you're doing a lot of things, you can't draw until really late sometimes. So, moral of that story. I also like how Sobble, he goes invisible. I think that's kind of a cool thing. He's obviously very chameleon-like, and I like that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to learn from my lesson last time, and I'm going to use some guiding lines here. So we'll see that he kind of looks up and over. That's how his face looks, right? So now I got to simulate that sort of thing. Give it a similar roundness here. We'll give it a similar sort of, okay. So now those lines should guide us here. We know that this is going to come down there. It's going to go over there. We've got an eyeball around here. Got a little nosy nose, some nostrils. Now this is what's interesting, right? I mentioned this as we were drawing Score Bunny together. All of their eyes are very different. Score Bunny had, if you recall, these circles for eyes, and then a little circle on top, and a half circle on bottom, sort of a look. This guy has a very different sort of eye. It's kind of this double ringed sort of thing, which is an odd choice given the other eye style. You would think it would be at least similar, but it's not. So kind of interesting. His mouth is oof. That line was off. It's really interesting that one line being slightly off can really have major impact on the way that you perceive something, right? It just changes it significantly, which is rather interesting. The eyes aren't quite right. Let me try those again. And they actually maybe be a little small as is. Let's try this again. So his eyes are pretty large. He's like surprised, he's like, oh my gosh, what is that? Right? Because he is there we go, that looks a little bit better. Wide-eyed, oh no. What is going on? Sort of a look. Now you'll notice too, these circles are a little to the left side as opposed to straight on center. And that helps a little. Well, let's go ahead and color some stuff in here. We're going to use kind of a Don't mind that. We're going to make this go a little bit bigger. There we go. Might not be precise enough. Good old Sobble. Okay, we'll give him let's go with this color. Okay, we'll get some of this dark blue in here. Wow, that looks like Sobble has a beard. That's weird. Interesting. At this point, I'm just running with this, and we'll see what happens. So this one's going to be really skinny. All right, and then let's get some of our tongue in here. Okay, we'll get the dark side, dark part of the mouth in there too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sobble. Not quite. Let's make this a little bit cleaner, shall we? Oof, not quite. Okay, bring that around like so. It's got kind of a Squirtle look to him, obviously. The of the Gen 1 Pokemon is always very torn between Squirtle and Charmander. I think I probably chose Squirtle more often than Charmander. Um, but I really like Charmander a lot. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is Sobble. Boom. Well, I like him. I think he turned out pretty well. Sobble. I think that's how you spell it. Score-wise, looking at the comments for Score Bunny, it looks like I probably was at an 8 out of 10 on that one. I'm going to say this one's slightly better. Not sure I would go a full 9. So I'm going to go 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. I think that'll be kind of a good one. Couple things here that I think are interesting. First of all, part of what makes this design so cute and adorable, right, is the fact that you've got a massive head and a teeny tiny body, and you see that lots of times in different art styles. Here, I made my head and body too similarly sized. You don't quite get that same interesting aesthetic with, right, which I think is unfortunate. Also, yeah, I just think like if this Sobble decided to let himself go for a while, packing away a few too many Twinkies, he might turn into the Sobble on the right. So I think it turned out decently well. His eye here on the right side, or his left side, but what we're looking at is his right eye. This eye here looks a little bit off to me. But overall, I think 8.5. So love to hear in the comments what you think of Sobble. If you agree with my score of 8.5, and if you tried to draw along with me, what score is yours? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll get our third drawing here out soon with again, I think his name's Grunky or Grucky. Grunky. It's got to be with an N. Anyways, I'm forgetting right now, which is weird. But anyways, that one should be a really fun drawing too. Thank you again so much for being here and watching this, and we will catch you on the next one.